Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm for Classic and welcome to BenchART. So for today what I do have in it is the Tony Express Skater 3 plus 4, the remaster slash remake. I'm not really sure which of them it's this for this game, but yeah, this is a reimagination of the classic games. For me it seems like a remaster. Maybe a remake because it did change the engine, but I don't know. So I'm here to test this game on the GTX 1650 Super and to see how it fares. And to be honest, I have tested the game first on my AMD RX 6700 XT like a month ago, and my experience, it was good and bad at the same time. Good because the game it's very easy to run. It's using Unreal Engine 4, so it's not really pushing the envelope or anything, and it still does look very good, to be honest. And since it's not pushing the envelope, it's very easy to run, and it's using the old engine. But I had a lot of centering, a lot of shader compilation issues with this game, which is something that this game still doesn't have any shader pre-compilation pass. But for some reason, on this Nvidia GPU, it doesn't have pretty much no stutter at all. It doesn't have stutters, okay? Something that with AMD I was full of it. I'm still going to confirm if this is an AMD driver issue or if the game was patched in this month. Probably it was patched. I don't think that drivers can make this difference, but I will still, for the matter of curiosity and science, I will confirm if AMD was at fault in here or not. But let's talk about the GTX 1650 Super, because it is what I'm here for, and why you are here for too. And my recommended settings for play at 1080p is just use the eye settings. You don't need to use any upscaling solution. Okay, you have FSR or TAA to choose from, and I decided to go with TAA. So we are actually rendering the game natively at 1080p, just like the old times, with the eye settings. And it does run very good above than 60, so it's a perfect experience. I'm not really sure about the other maps. I played these games when I was young, and I remember the college was quite demanding for the time. I'm not really sure if it is still the case. Although, if for some reason you will find issues with the performance, you can also enable FSR in its quality mode, and as you can see, the frame rate just ramps up to 100 frames per second. So if you find issues, you just need to enable FSR, which actually does a good job in here. And if you are a guy that has a variable refresh rate screen or a G-Sync monitor, you can go with the maximum settings, because the game barely drops below than 60, at least on the college map. Now let's move on to 1440p. For 1440p, my recommendation stands on the median settings, while using FSR on its balanced mode. Okay, so using FSR on its balanced mode, it's pretty much upscaling from 820p, so it's something in between 720p and 900p. It still does look very good, okay? And the median settings, it still relies most of the stuff. So you still have reflections on the floor, you still have shadows, so it's still very good looking, to be honest. It's not really a big downgrade in that sense. And the performance, it is great. It is super above than 60. You don't have any issues with that, so if you are a 1440p player, you can go with FSR Balanced, or if you want to push it a little bit more, you can go with FSR Quality. If the resolution's going really kind of triggers your senses to something bad, you can actually raise the FSR to Quality and try it out. But for me, FSR Balanced and Median, which is the typical presets that I usually use, it does run really well while looking very good. Now let's take a look on other. So the typical comparison, 1440p high settings with FSR on its quality mode. It does run above than 60, don't get me wrong, but it will drop from time to time depending on the areas that you are. So it's a good setting, again, if you have a G-Sync screen or something like that. If you want to go with a mixed experience, you can go with a 1440p high, so you can expect an experience in between 40 to 60, and if you go with a maximum, you can expect an experience above than 30. And that's about that for 1440p. So hello darkness, my old friend. Welcome to 4K. 4K, my recommendation, it is for you to go with the low settings, which again, surprisingly, it doesn't look really bad. It just looks a little bit bland on some elements like grass. It seems like it's missing something, okay? But it still does look good. You still have these fake reflections over here. You still have shadows. That doesn't look really that bad. So, most settings, it's not really that bad. There is a minimum setting in here that you can choose, and yeah, that one, it's really minimum. It does look bad. But the most settings, it's actually respectable. And if you are playing, or if you want to play at 4K resolution, the resolution of your screen, assuming that you have a 4K screen, the most settings really does it. The thing is, I'm using FSR in its performance mode. So essentially, I'm upscaling from 1080p to 4K. But this provides, for the most part, an experience above than 60 in here. And this is pretty good. It might drop, you don't dare. I'm not going to say that it isn't going to drop, it will. But for like 99% of the time, at least on this college run, it does stay above than 60, which is good. And if you are sensible to drops, well, unfortunately, you might have to deal with them. But if you are okay with a drop here and there, I don't think you will have any issues with that. Okay, so it's very good, and especially if you have a G-Sync screen, you won't be having any issues playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 at 4K resolution, despite heavily upscaled, yes. Now, okay, let's move on to my last set. Okay, 4K, this time around, median settings over here, also using Performance FSR, okay, just for you to... so I will keep upscaling from 1080p, okay, to 4K, but this time around with median settings. And the experience is very different in this sense. Unfortunately, the experience is overall above than 30, overall above than 40, so in between 30 to 50, let's say it this way. In more demanding areas you can see the values to high 30s. For the most part on the scenario you can see something in between 40 to 50. So it's a mixed bag experience. It's something that I don't recommend, and I don't think it fits well in a game like this, which is incredibly fast paced. I'm pretty sure I wasn't running this game at 60 when I was young, but I mean, if we can have 60 or close to that, I think I prefer for this type of game. So for 4K, my recommendation stands at low settings, despite how visually upgraded the median looks. Okay, so I think that's all that I want to talk about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 remaster, remake, whatever, with Unreal Engine 4. Hope you did enjoy the video. Hopefully that this video was helpful. I know I'm a little bit late, but you know the drill. This is not my main GPU at the moment, and I just want you to let you informed what you can expect from all these AAA, AA titles that I've been testing lately. So guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the rest of the video, a small one, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
I can't take it anymore.